So I came across a listing when I was perusing my online stores, or like it's my country's form of eBay basically. And I came across this seller who was selling some particular figures I've been looking for like 4 years. Now these figures are pretty expensive now for some reason, I don't know why. And I don't think the seller knew what she or he had. So I took the chance, I made the offer, and I got, I think, around 6 figures out of him, all mint in box. So yeah, with that being said, let's take a look at this mystery box. And here they are. What's in the mystery box? A whole bunch of Batman Arkham figures. Now I do have an extensive Arkham figure collection for some reason. I don't know, it just kind of grew. I bought one figure here and there, and it got out of control basically. But these are the ones I'm missing from certain sets, especially Ivy and Zaz over there, which is completely hard to get, especially this Arkham Origins Firefly over here, which is for some reason stupid expensive online. But in general, what I paid for this is around like $25 each. I mean, it is a lot when you combine the pricing, but individual like Zaz here, loose, he's like $75 on eBay for some reason. Firefly over here, it goes up to 100, so I don't know what the value is right now, but when I was looking at them like 2 or 3 years ago, this guy rose up real fast. I don't know why. And that's when the game was still technically new. It was within the same year, so glad to get that guy. And so let's go through it one by one, I guess. So we got from Asylum, we got Poison Ivy and Zaz. From Arkham City, we got Two-Face and Dr. Hugo Strange. And from Origins, we got Black Mask and Firefly. So yeah, I don't know if the seller knew what he had. I guess he thought these are just random figures just to sell off, but these do have some value to a particular collector like myself. So maybe let's take a look at each one of them, I guess. I mean, you know, let's open them up and ruin the value of them. Yeah. So first off, let's look at Miss Poison Ivy over here. Now she does have some balancing issues because of her small feet. I guess she could stand now. She could stand now. Let's leave it there. Yeah, this figure does bring me back when I was playing the Asylum series, trying to collect all those damn Riddler trophies and all that. I really like this concept of Ivy, her little, because if you can take a look, like her skin is covered in this vines, so it kind of acts like clothing in a way. She does have a strange fitted Arkham Asylum uniform, which is I don't think is standard issue. And she does have like a fairy look. She looks more like a fairy because of this hair. I don't really know how that works. Maybe her hair is its own entity. So if you could see, her face is nicely painted. Yeah, not one paint error, which is a big relief for me, except for one over here. She doesn't have any knee articulation, as you can see, which, you know, kind of doesn't help her balancing, because you have to really make sure her feet are planted onto the ground. So yeah, this is Poison Ivy. This is the pose I choose to basically put her in, because there's really no point posing her, because articulation is pretty tight and you might end up breaking the figure, so let's not do that. So let's put her aside. Yeah, she's having a little balancing issue, so let's put her little assistant here. Doop. There we go. Let's put her aside over yonder. Here. Cool. Next we have, I think his name is Victor Zaz. Zazzy boy. So this is I think one of Batman's first villain. Not first villain, but like major villain, besides the Joker. I could be wrong. I don't really follow Batman lore that closely, but he is a significant character in the Batman lore. That's what I know, especially in one comic series, which is messed up. So this is his face, very, very haunting looking face. All these scars are his victims he killed, so he puts a mark on himself to like a score chart. Yeah, he has his little weird Arkham Asylum I don't know, restraints. Don't really know how that works. In the game, he's a pretty easy character to defeat. Not very intimidating at all, which is kind of disappointing, as he is kind of a slightly major villain in the Batman lore. So yeah, he stands very well. As you can see, no knee articulation either, no elbow articulation. So these figures are old. They don't have that, you know, all that articulation, all points and all that. These are pretty substandard figures, you know, because they're based off of game. They don't really pay attention to game figures that much, so they don't put a lot of engineering in them. So yeah, but he does stand well. He's already, I guess, he's posed and ready to go once he's out of the packaging. Just put his knives in and he's done. So yeah, that's Victor Zsasz. Let's put you over here. Next, we're going into the Arkham Cities line. We have Mr. Two-Face over here. Yeah, this is a pretty substandard figure, truthfully. He's not very impressive at all, unfortunately. I mean, again, articulation isn't... I mean, at least he has knee articulation. They were able to do that at least, but he's a pretty standard figure. I mean, yeah, that's all you get, really. You can't put him in any dynamic poses. I mean, if you could take a look at his face, he does have a nice face sculpt, especially the beef jerky side. He has a very sad expression, but he's a very sad villain to begin with. In terms of character and, you know, backstory. So as you can see, this hand is molded to fit his coin. You can see here. Now this coin, I kind of lost a bit because when it was in the packaging, I tried to fish it out. So I did this motion. So I thought I saw it fling out of the packaging and fly across the room. So I spent a good part of 2 hours of the day trying to find this little fucking thing. And after being frustrated, I went back to the packaging and lo and behold, there it was. So this is the thing that was causing me a lot of grief. This little fucking coin. So as you can see, it's two-sided. One side has all the scars and all that, and the other side's clean, but I don't really think you could see the detail there. Yeah, I guess that's the best I can do. So this thing is very, very easy to be lost. So let's stick them in here. See? It doesn't really stick well onto his hand. Stick well to his hand. Oh Lord. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna do that. There we go. He's good to go. Mr. Two-Face. Yeah. Stick you over here. Next up we have Hugo Strange, the person who found out who Batman was. Yep. Again, pretty standard figure. Knee articulation, elbow articulation. He's wearing the Arkham uniform, science uniform, I guess. Let's take a look at his little grumpy face. I wasn't really aiming to get this guy, truthfully. I would be fine without him, but he was in the bundle. The seller was selling it, so might as well just get him while I can, because I don't really see him around in my local stores or local online sellers. So you can see he has his name tag. Can you actually read that? I guess you can. Warden Hugo Strange. Huh, cool. Yeah, so there's not much detail. He's just white. It's just a white coat. But he does come with some accessories. Stay. Do-do-do. He comes with a syringe with nothing in it really. It's just an empty syringe. If you can see that. Yeah. Fun time making him holding it though. Then he comes with this piece of plastic. I guess this is a scalpel or something, but you know, they could have really done something with this. I mean, this is just pretty lame. So I guess you stick it onto his arm, like hand, and then you stick one of his hands. Yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah. So you go strange. You go here, strange boy. Next we have Black Mask. So this is again, meh. It came from a okay game. Origins, I didn't really. I guess it was okay, but I don't like open world games that much, and Origins was super open world, and it was like more work than it had to be, fighting all these things, killing these people, beating up these people, finding secrets. That's why I like Asylum better, because it was more compact, but Origins was just too much for me. Or maybe I'm just old. Anyways, here's his face, Black Mask, as you can see. He does have green eyes. I don't know if the camera could pick it up. He has green eyes. His mask. I don't really know the story about the Black Mask. Like, is his face all messed up because he's wearing a mask? I don't think so. I mean, that seems like a Jigsaw thing from Punisher. Well, yeah, this is him. Suit is pretty substandard. I mean, the paint is pretty bad. Truthfully, it looks very lazily done. Articulation is... They went backwards on this guy because there's absolutely no knee articulation, and they do this 90s type of leg articulation, which is very stiff. So I guess you could do that, but again, why would you do that? So yeah, I don't know. Okay figure for me just to complete the collection for Origins. So you can go over there. Stay. And lastly, the most coveted figure of the Arkham series figure line thing is Firefly. Now this guy legit looks like a G.I. Joe. A G.I. Joe looking villain, I guess. Is there a G.I. Joe called Firefly? I think there is. So this is him. Very, I don't want to say rare. I mean, is he rare? I mean, he is expensive online, like stupid expensive. Like, he's the price of a decent hot toy, truthfully. I mean, in packaging, this guy goes for close to $200. Even if he's broken, like if his arm is broken, his leg is broken, he's like $80, $90. So I don't know what happened. He's not a very intimidating villain in the game. He's not very memorable either. And he's a pretty small scale villain in general. So can somebody tell me why this guy is super expensive? Is it because of his wings or something? Don't know. So yeah, this is his wings. His wingspan, these things are pretty light, so you don't have to worry about him toppling over. But they do come off easily, so please bear that in mind. If you want to stick this guy in a shelf, make sure he's in the background, so if he does fall, he falls on the shelf, not over the shelf. So he does have some, I guess, smoke grenades, some grenades, his little flamey thrower. Now this guy's like a pyromaniac. He is heavily scarred, like with 3rd-degree burns. He's got his flight helmet there. I mean, detail is nice, especially for this scale. Yeah. Not much to say really about this guy. I mean, he's awesome. Now I did collect Arkham Origin figures back in the day, one by one. So when it came time to get this guy, oh, what happened here? So when it came time to get this guy, his price rose up super quick, and I wasn't able to pay like $80, $90 for this guy. So I had to say sorry, I can't get you. But now I can. Now he's here, and he's magnificent. Yep, really glad I got him. Really glad I got the most how do you say, figures I'm glad I was able to get was Ivy, Zaz, and Firefly. The other 3 are just fillers to fill up the collection, but yeah. Can I stick you here? Okay, there we go. So there's everybody. So let's take a final look at these 6 weirdos. So here they are all lined up. Really glad I was able to find these guys, especially in a huge lot like this. I mean, there is no way in hell I would have found this online or in a store here, because there is no such thing, especially for the price I got them at. So I guess it goes to show that patience does pay off, even though it took me close to 4.5 years to get some of these. But yeah, after looking at these guys, after touching them, fondling them, my, how do you say, bug bit me again. Now I feel like I need to complete the Arkham collection again, which is kind of stressful for me, because I think for Asylum, I'm missing Bane, that big guy. City, I'm missing Robin and Catwoman. And for Origins, I'm missing Bane and Copperhead. So quite a bit of figures left to finish off this collection. But I think I'll get there eventually. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching this little nonsense video about me getting stuff. Don't know what it was about, truthfully. I just wanted to make a video today. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye. So I guess might as well show what I have in terms of the Batman Arkham figures. So from the top shelf, I guess, we have Deathstroke, the Arkham Knight, Red Hood, Firefly, 2 Azraels from, I think, the Arkham Knight series and Arkham City. The Court of the Owl in the back there. Hush, Mad Hatter, Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, Scarecrow from Asylum, and Scarecrow from Arkham Knight. This Riddler is pretty rare though, so yeah. Moving down, we have Mr. Freeze from Arkham City, another Mr. Freeze, not from the Arkham series, but I like the design of this figure. We got Hugo Strange, Zaz, one of Joker's henchmen or Harley's henchmen, Black Mask, 2 clown thugs at the back. I want to say I don't know this figure. Arkham guy. Yeah. Then we got Ra's al Ghul. We got Talia al Ghul. Deadshot from, I think, City. Deadshot from Arkham Origins. I kind of kitted him out with, I modded him a bit. I modded his wrist because the ones he came with was kind of pathetic. And Killer Croc from Origins. Let's see if I could bring the light closer. This guy I modded. I put a black wash over his scales because the original looks really bad. So I wanted to, I don't know, beef him up a bit. So I put some black wash and made him a bit more detailed. It's a pretty simple technique to do, especially when he has all these ridges and all these lines. So yeah, this is Killer Croc from Arkham Origins. Then we have, of course, the Jokers. We got the Red Hood Joker and the Joker from both from Origins. Puppet clown thing from Asylum. Then we got this Joker from, I think, from a comic. I only got him because he looked pretty cool. Joker from Asylum. We got Poison Ivy here. Then we got all the Harleys from City, Asylum, and I think Knight. Yeah. So this is all the Harleys I got. Then moving down, we have all the Batmans. I put the Batmans down here because the villains are more interesting to look at, because Batman's just a black suit. So we got the Batman from the Mad Hatter part of the game, a super articulated Batman. Don't know why they didn't replicate this in the later series. I want to say this is Arkham Origins Batman, Arkham Asylum Batman, and Arkham Knight Batman. So this is it. This is all the Arkham figures I've got. Yeah. Still missing some, like Bane from Origins, Bane from Asylum, Copperhead from City, Robin from City, but Robin from Arkham Knight as well. So I'm missing quite a few, but that's the whole part of collecting. Sometimes you find a good, a good find online and you manage to get some rare figures in a huge lot. Sometimes you have to wait for a good while to get your collection completed, which is part of the hobby. So yeah, this is my little humble collection. I'm thinking of doing a huge tour of my Billy cases here, because as you can see, I do have quite a bit of stuff. But maybe that's a video for another day. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.